If you had a $100 million budget for a movie, and you had to spend all of it, how would you make it as bad as possible? I'd make Schindler's List 2 and cast Samuel L. Jackson to play every role. Give it to you, Bowl. That was literally what he was paid to do. Make expensive, terrible movies that nobody wanted to see, so German investors could use them as tax write-offs. It was the closest thing I've ever seen to a real-life producer scam. It worked so well that the German government removed the tax loophole entirely. And suddenly he was out of a job. I would just try to make a good movie. I'm not qualified for that. Have you met me? I'd forget to take the lens cap off. Oops. Send a camera to space on a reasonably small rocket and release the raw footage. I would just remake Cats as that had a $95 million budget and pocket the spare $5. I'd outsource the CG to some 15-year-olds in a basement. Script would be crowdsourced on the internet so anyone could make edits up until the first day of shooting. All costumes would be obtained from Goodwill. No sets. Only green screens. See CGI comment above. Lastly, it'd be edited by a college film school freshman who only appreciates movies from the silent film era. Edit. For the rest of the budget, I'd hire Charlie Sheen and let him use it on hookers and blow so many damn explosions that people will leave with PTSD. I'd film paint dry for 400 hours straight using IMAX. Give it all to Tommy Wiseau and watch the magic. First I'll hire you as a writer. I'd do a big budget rom-com. There's Something About Hitler. Directed by Harvey Weinstein and Bill Cosby. Make the worst movie you've ever seen without using the budget, and then, when I'm restrained to only use it one the movie, order some visual effect artists to do a crapload of work and paying them double but then never use the shots. Extra good animation, extra good story, extra good everything, then have the shittiest characters possible. Directed by Shyamalan. VFX that just doesn't look right. The rights of a franchise you know nothing about. Bland characters combined with really bad editing. Everyone mispronounces the main character's name. Weird, I feel like such a thing has already been done before. Adam Sandler. Nicolas Cage. Matthew McConaughey. Entire thing is in a Walmart parking lot. Directed by Michael Bay. I'd hire all the most famous actors and actresses and make them play parts of a few sex each where they just die. For 3 hours. 2 hours of some dude eating a hamburger. Mike Bloomberg. And I approve this message. Same concept. Right? The Jar Jar Binks story with 1999 Lucas CGI. Pay Halle Berry to make a porno with me. Build a functional spaceship for a sci-fi film but leave no money for the fuel to get it off the earth. Different camera angle everyone. 1 stroke 2 seconds. No matter what scene. Hire George Lucas to do the dialogue. Especially the romantic dialogue. As Harrison Ford famously said, "George, you can type this, but you can't say it." Spend $99. 000 on strippers, and party favors for a select crowd and set up a bunch of GoPros to film it. Hire video editors overseas to edit and produce. And release through YouTube if I made it through production. Guessing I wouldn't. Spend most on shooting a cool trailer and commercial airtime. Give $100. 000 to Tommy Wiseau and let him do the work. Netflix adaptation of the entire Bleach series in one movie. Make her about bread taking over the moon using real bread, and the bread would have to be fresh. Haha. Very funny, Sony. I'm not writing Venom 3 for you. Find something mildly entertaining in the public domain. Hire C-list actors not suited for their roles. For every major role, hire one A-list actor for a very minor role. Insist they perform every scene while drunken or high, depending on their character. Film everything in front of a green screen. Then hire students to animate the background. Have at least 4 different groups working on the backgrounds, none of which will be put in contact with each other. Assure that all the other groups are using their work as the template for the style of backgrounds to use. Make sure it rotates each group every scene. Perform zero quality checks on their work. Spend the vast majority of the budget on marketing to hype expectations. Make sure all advertisements feature the A-list actor and make it look like he has a major role. Tyler Perry presents Brewster's Millions, starring Steve Harvey. Make the Cats movie but with actual cats. I will use the most parts to pay Kim Kardashian as a leading role and pay the rest money to a high school kid to do CGI for movie Sharknado. Endgame. Lots of extras. Everybody is now a zombie. Zombie movies are always terrible. I'll hire you Bull and Till Schweiger to make another video game based movie. Watch Dogs the movie. If you don't get it, watched sis. Are so many background actors that they get in the way of each scene. Apart from the scenes where we can't afford it. Also make it space themed in 3D with an amateur makeup artist and use bad science. Ryan Reynolds singing the entirety of the Beatles discography. Starting Steven Seagal and Nicolas Cage. I'd probably just release another Fast and Furious movie. Make the best porno crossover of all time. 5,000 hours and cut dashcam footage of me just driving around the world. All the money will go into paying for gas and living expenses on the road. Will be filmed with a security camera from the 90s. I might cough occasionally. I don't think it matters what genre I decide on. Who I cast. The scripts or costumes. Or you bet I'd give a bonus to my editor for desyncing the audio to the visuals by at least 1 second. I'd hire GOT-S8 writers to make it terrible for me. I'll spend $500 on the production and the rest on renting my place to shoot. Waterworld 2. Except I would probably eat up and make it just as awesome as the original. I'd hire Neil Breen, Daddy Derek Savage, Tommy Wiseau, and James Nguyen as directors. And I'd hire Nicolas Cage as the only actor and use CGI to make him play every character. I'll hire every Oscar-winning actor still alive and make them be body stand-ins for Nicolas Cage. Hire David Benioff and D.B. Weiss as writers and fire them halfway through and hire Stephanie Meyer to finish the script. All scenes will be shot at sunset on location. 12-minute movie. Shot on an iPhone XR. About the highest paid actor of all time. Ililani's first and only movie. Get Michael Bay on board. He'd that movie up so badly that people wouldn't know why it was awful until a week after they see it. Classic Bay. 3 hours of me insulting a baked potato. Why 3 hours? Production costs. Hire the worst actors and other necessary professions for making a movie. Make some crappy storyline and I would buy a lot of expensive stuff that are going to be in that movie. I would probably keep some of the stuff after the filming is complete. Actual nuclear explosions. Everywhere. Make it all like the Energy movie but with the Sonic original design and about TikTok. It'd be the shittiest thing ever. Get D&D to write and direct it and it's guaranteed to be. Grossly overpay some actors to be normal actors. Use the rest of the budget on marketing. I'll film it myself on my camcorder. Edit it in Windows Movie Maker. It'll be great. Invest in a rocket to the moon. But let it take off and the camera sit on the ground for days and weeks on end recording into the sky. Hire Adam Sandler as the lead and not give him a script. Hire Dave Benioff and D.B. Weiss and do nothing else. It'll work itself out. Cats. The sequel. 4 hours of it.